What's up, kitty cat? Ow. Hey, good morning. Yeah, it's me just messing around. Hello, good morning. Welcome to yet another episode of Redstone Lapis Lazuli. It is I, your host, Pogo Kiddo. Yes, hello, welcome. Here we are. We are standing above the iron farm. We're above the iron farm. Making sure all this is all whatever. And above the iron farm. And below the tree, I lit it up from the inside because I can easily hang lanterns from the inside. And yeah, it's working and it's loud. Keep on working, Ironworks. That's what you're doing. You're gonna make the future. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I lit up the inside so it's pretty. Ooh, hey, check it out. The sunrise. The sunrise. Let the sun shine in. Hello, sunshine. Yeah, I haven't really done much. This is about it. What? Glass. Okay. I have two here. Look at that. Oh no. So you have to be careful in here. This is like a delicate place. It looks like it'd be all cool and stuff, but it's not. It breaks. Everything breaks easily with an axe. Like here, even with the pickaxe. Ooh, yeah. That breaks easily too. So yeah, everything is delicate, I guess. There's no getting around it. It's a delicate place to be, Minecraft. Okay. Pretty. So, hello. Good morning. Yeah, I haven't really done much anything. Actually, that's not true. What I have done is gathered resources and worked a little bit on making the roots look a little more root-like, a little more organic. But the problem I'm running into is that that's not a good view. The problem I'm running into is that I don't have enough perspective. So, the glare, I can't even see it all. All right. Well, look right there. Does that look like a root? That looks like a big block. I mean, sure, it's a giant tree, so it could be like forgiven. But come on, it needs to be a little more tapered, I think. So, but you know, all that takes like work and vision, and like me coming out at the right time when the sun isn't glaring in my face, so I could see it and see like, oh yeah, hey, this is what this needs. Like, can't always see it. I can't always tell. And then, like, if I don't do it efficiently, I like waste resources. So that looks cool, right? Now I'm like MRI style, right? Do you know what an MRI is? MRI. Everyone knows what an MRI is. It's like one of those magic one of those magic image machine thingies they do for medicinal stuff. The way it works is that it like it lets you see 3D into a person. Well, then how does that work? I mean, for real. I mean, not just like magic, woo woo. For real, how does that work? Can you hear me? Yeah. Well, you sit real still. You lay down real still, and a big magnet goes around you real fast. And it takes and the way the magnets move as they go around you, it like warps the electromagnetic field in a way that's invisible to you and I, but the machine can see it. So the magnet goes around you. Your magnetic field, because of what you are, is warped, and it takes a picture of how it's warped. It's just a slice, and then it moves a millimeter over and does another slice. It moves another millimeter over and then does another slice, and it keeps doing that all the way through, which is why it takes for freaking ever. And it's so loud. It's because there's a giant magnet going around you real fast. Okay, then they take then a computer, because a human couldn't do it. A computer takes all these slices and like puts it back together like a 3D printing machine. And then boom, there's a human. And then you can pick out, well, which slice do you want to look at? And then from that slice, then you can put a bunch of slices together and then like model a 3D image. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, I don't have that. I have to like use rockets to fly around to see what's going on. That looks better. Now I have to replicate it, I guess. Okay. Yeah, dude, those things are pretty neat. If you understand, yo, yes, very long name. Yo, what's up? Happy Sunday. Good morning. I'm talking about MRI machines. Do you know how MRI machines work? I just explained it. But basically, a big magnet takes a bunch of 3D pictures of you in slices, and then a computer mashes them together like a 3D printer. Yeah, a big magnet, right? You lay down in a tube. So an MRI is a magnetic imaging, magnetic resonance imaging machine. Like here, I have this stuff. Okay, so like you have a tube. And a person lays down in it, like lays down in the tube, and it's like that, do. No, I don't have time to build a hospital, but yeah, what you do is you lay down in the machine. You lay down in the machine in this big tube, and for you it looks like a big tube, but unbeknownst to you, behind all this is a gigantic machine, a gigantic ass machine. It's a big magnet back here. You can't see it, right? On the front, it just looks like a nice hospital scene, right? Yeah, it looks like a nice hospital scene. You can't see it, but when you come back here behind the wall, it's a huge redstone machine, and it's a giant like magnet that goes around you, vroom, 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 all around this tube where you lay down in, and it takes pictures of you of your stuff and sends it to a computer over here, and the computer like puts it together into a 3D model of you, and you can see inside of you. Okay, so all right. Peace out, dude. All right. So that's how that works. But then if you model that, if you take that model and you apply it to the fourth dimension, instead of taking 3D models or 2D images, and stacking them together into a 3D model. In the fourth dimension, what you're doing is you're taking 3D images and stacking them together into a 4D model. This isn't like a new thing. Like, I think Frank Herbert was talking about it when he was talking about his worms, tyrants. What's his name? I can never remember him. Kurt Vonnegut also alludes to it. I need to read that book. Was it Fahrenheit 454? No. I don't know which book it was. But basically, I need to go read it. Basically, Vonnegut talks about aliens who take a dude, rip him out of his life, and have him chill with them in the fourth dimension. Well, the fifth dimension, really, I guess, because they're looking down at the fourth dimension, at the fourth dimension, which is a long tube. And all the humans live in this big tube, like worms. But the humans inside the tube of time don't understand that they're worms in a tube. Because they experience it in three-dimensional slices. Every moment is in 3 dimensions, and that's it. They don't understand that they're still attached to the moment before. And the moment before. And the moment before, all the way back to the moment they were born. That they're still connected. They don't understand it because their perception is stuck in the third dimension. But this human who's been ripped out of time and space by the aliens and is now chilling in the fifth dimension, looking at the fourth dimension, which is a big block of condensed space-time, and inside this block are little humans moving in the little, through the gelatinous cube of space-time. and this guy from outside, he can look in and he can see, yeah, this human is still connected to all these past parts of him. He's still connected, but the human there doesn't realize it. To them, they're like, it's nothing there. They can go like this and there's nothing there. They don't understand from the fifth dimension, in the fourth dimension, they're still connected. In history, history matters is what I'm trying to say. History is a real thing. You can try to deny it. You can be ignorant of it, but just because you deny it and are ignorant of it doesn't mean it goes away. Doesn't mean it's less important. Doesn't mean it's less relevant. I say this because I believe more and more states are passing laws to make it illegal to teach history in schools. Why would you make it illegal to teach history? That's the kind of thing that Stalin would do. That's the kind of thing that Hitler would do. Why would you make it illegal to teach history? That's the type of thing that Jefferson Davis would do. Like, who wants to be those losers? Like, you don't want to make it illegal to teach history, because if you don't teach history, you can't understand how you got here. And if you can't understand how you got here, then you can be easily manipulated. Imagine, if you will, you were just suddenly dropped in a place. You have no idea how you got there. You have no idea how to talk to people. You have no idea what's going on, but you can look around and you can see stuff is happening. You can see people communicating, but you can't understand it. Imagine you're in that situation and then someone just kind of like shoves you along and moves you along in this big line with other people. who you don't know, but you're in this big line, and you're like, and then you get like handed a bunch of papers, and you have a new name, and then you're like shoved into the blinking into this like environment. How easy is it to exploit you? If you're someone over here and you're watching this person get off the boat, how easy is it for you to go over there and totally mess with that person? It's easy, and it happened a lot. So if you're the person taking advantage of the person jumping off the boat, blinking, trying to figure out what's going on, having no sense of what's going on, you want them to remain unaware of what's happening, because that's how you can exploit them. So you don't want them to have a history. You don't want them to have awareness of anything other than what you give them. That's the only thing you want them to know, is what you give them. Because otherwise, if they catch on to the game, you can't exploit them anymore. It's not a new story. It's not a new story. It's a lesson we should have learned a long time ago. I guess we forgot. So imagine you're this entity. Imagine you're this entity that lives beyond time and space. How could that be? How could that be? How could there be an entity that lives beyond the third dimension that humans are aware of? What are you talking about, dude? Frank Herbert knew about it. Melville knew about it. Moby Dick. Hobbes, he knew about it. The Leviathan. Frank Herbert knew about it. Sandworms. Like Leto the Second. Vonnegut knew about it. He wrote about it. That's how come, like, I can articulate it. I haven't read his book, though. I haven't even, so I don't even know if that's what he said. But everyone is pointing to the same thing. So, what's an entity that could possibly live beyond the times, the realm of time and space? Well, power, right? Power structures, the Leviathan, they existed for millennia. That power structure, that thing lived forever. But the new incarnation of it is called a transnational corporation. These are organizations. They might have started they start in business or whatever, or it doesn't matter where they come from, but it's what their organization is. Their organization is such that they're not really based in any one nation. They go wherever the tax structure is most favorable to them, because their business is global. It's all over the world. So they can move the headquarters wherever. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant where their headquarters is. They owe no allegiance to any what I'm trying to say is they owe no allegiance to any nation, to any people. These transnational corporations owe no allegiance to any nation or any people. They exist solely for themselves, and they are incredibly powerful. And they exist. They're real. I mean, not in the sense that you can go and touch them. They're an organization. You know, they're an emergent feature, an emergent organization out of the organization of humans. So I mean, yeah, it's based on humans, right? It's carbon based. It's based on humans. It doesn't work unless it has humans. But so these transnational organizations, these transnational corporations who exist for their own sake, not for the sake of humans, because they're not bound by time and space. They can exist. They exist everywhere and nowhere type thing. Right? It's an organization kept alive by capital. It's an organization based on capitalism. Anyways, so yeah, MRI machines and how they relate. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't know. Oh, nope, not there. So Russia is like, Putin has decided that he's gonna, I don't know if he's decided, but the United States is saying Putin has decided that he's gonna invade Ukraine, which is gonna be bad. They should have made him, you know, hopefully we can make it cost a lot, but I think they missed their chance. But I think the problem is they don't want to arm. They didn't want to arm. You know, they don't want more weapons. I can understand, right? Who wants to, like? How do you make something better by adding more weapons? But at the same time, dude, that sucks for Ukraine, right? Like, damn, dude. So I don't know. I read on Twitter by some guy who was pointed out, who was retweeted by someone I trust. And their analysis of the Ukraine thing was that Russia has the firepower and the strength and the organization to go ahead and take like a huge part of it, of Ukraine. They'll just like explode them with missiles and Ukraine can't really fight back. because they have superior air power. So they're gonna like, the Russians are gonna take like a huge chunk. Man, this is hair floating. There it is. I got it. I think floating like just beyond. There we go. I think I got it. Ah, all right. Sounds like they're gonna take like a big chunk of Ukraine, and that sucks because once they do that, they're gonna feel emboldened to demand more stuff and say, if we don't get more stuff, we're gonna keep eating Europe. I mean, they already invaded. Well, I think it was Turkestan or Kazakhstan. Did they invade Kazakhstan? The people were rising up against a bad leader. And then the Russians sent troops to help the bad leader suppress the people. Man, that's not so good. So like, yeah, so we're heading toward like bad times with Russia. And then you got to look around and be like, all right, well, what's going on here? What's going on here in the USA? We have Tucker Carlson's going around like giving PR for Putin, talking great things about Putin. So it's pretty obvious that the Republicans are on Team Russia. If the EU, or if Russia starts problems with the EU, well, we know this. We already know that the Republicans are on Team Russia. We already know this. How do I know this? Well, because remember, Donald Trump, their president, their dude, was only in power because he got help from Russia. Number one. Then, when Donald Trump got caught extorting Ukraine, Zelensky, for Russia. I mean, Donald Trump said he did it for himself, but really it was for Russia. Russia got a benefit from it. So in a way, he was helping Russia. I can't get up. Okay, so we have that, right? So Donald Trump helped the Russians by extorting Ukraine. Then the Republicans refused to punish Donald Trump, and they acquitted him. They said, well, we agreed that he extorted Ukraine. However, Republicans don't feel that's impeachable. So according to Republicans, it's okay for a president to steal the it's okay for a president to steal the money from Congress. Congress appropriated money. Congress said this money is going to Ukraine. That's what we said was going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Donald came up and said, no, that's not going to happen. I, Donald Trump, am stealing this money, and I am not going to give it to you, Ukraine, unless, Ukraine, you say you're going to investigate Joe Biden. Now, it helps me, Donald Trump, if you, Ukraine, falsely say that you're going to investigate Joe Biden. But the pressure I'm putting on you to act immorally helps your enemy, Russia, Putin, who is invading your country. So by weakening you, Ukraine, Donald Trump is helping Putin. And the Republicans said, we all agreed this is what's happening, but the Republicans said, but we don't think that's an impeachable offense. So they all voted to acquit Donald Trump of stealing. Like, they admit he stole money from Congress. He took the money from Congress. They admit it, but they said that wasn't bad enough to impeach a president. If a president steals money for his own good to help the enemy of the United States, that's not enough to kick him out. That's what the Republicans said. So, well, that must mean that sounds to me like Republicans are really bad people. Or it sounds to me like Republicans aren't really for justice. They don't really believe in justice. They actually believe in power. Because believe you me, the moment they get the House, Republicans are going to impeach Joe Biden. Not for anything, right? They don't need a reason to do it. They just need the announcement. That's all they need is the announcement. Remember, Donald Trump, he just wanted people to announce that there were going to be that there was voting irregularities. They didn't have to be. He just wanted the announcement. He just wanted the announcement that that Zelensky was going to investigate Joe Biden. He didn't need the actual investigation. He just wanted the announcement. These people don't actually care about the truth. All they want is the announcement for cover to do their power play, because they're just power people. They're criminals. So we get more coffee. So, okay, wow, that's crazy talk, right? That's crazy talk. The Republican Party, funded by the Russians. The Republican Party, funded by the Russians, led by a puppet of the Russians, Donald Trump. Now their mouthpiece, Tucker Carlson, is speaking pro-Russia stuff, pro-Putin stuff. Sound. Is it a player? What is it? Nope, not a player. Audio. Oh, is it a friendly creature? Nope. Nope. Hostile. It's hostile creature. Oh, well, hey. Okay, now all hostile creatures are deadly silent. But that's okay. That's the price I'm willing to pay for the moment while I do this. Oh, so much nicer. Without that pounding sound. Okay, hold on. Oh, dude, do I have my pictures of Nazis anymore? I think I might have thrown them out by accident. I think I did throw out my pictures of Nazis. Oh, here it is. So here's me years ago, 2018. I'm at the Salem Saturday Market, and I'm telling people that Donald Trump was a traitor. He's an agent of Russia, and that he's a bad guy. No one believes me at this point. No one understands. No one believes me. This guy, some dude, is at the market. He's got all these signs. But here's the thing that you need to look at. He's telling people that Russia is not the enemy. So this is back in 2018. They already tried to plant the seeds that of the takeover back in 2018. They already tried to plant the seeds of the takeover. It's that guy right there. That guy right there and his wife. That's him. That's his sign, right? So this guy is pro-Putin. This guy is a pro-Putin dude. So, and he's Republican. So he tries to play it off like he's independent, but he's actually Republican. He's right-wing. And he supports the January 6th insurrection to overthrow the United States. So it's like a bigger deal. What's going on in Russia is also what's going on here in the United States. Because you have the Republicans who are pretty pro-Russia. If war goes down and the United States becomes an enemy of Russia, Republicans are on Team Russia. Safety violation. Safety hazard. All right. That's why I have regeneration as my power. That's funny. Yeah, yeah, like these things aren't hypotheticals anymore. You know what I want to do is I need to make a gold farm. I keep saying that. But I need to make a gold farm far enough away that it won't interfere with other stuff. And I like this spot up here. Da, 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 because it's far enough away from that where I don't think it's going to interfere. Maybe up there, maybe up high, a little higher. But it also has a nice view. Like I could just I can set up like the gold farm like right here, like up right there. It's just like giant portals. It looks ugly, but maybe encase it in something to cover it up. It's a big job, but I could do it. I can do it. Put my blocks into it. Okay. So we got that going on. What else? No, I don't want to do that one. What's this one here? Oh yeah, hey. Here's the other thing going on. The US government said, we have information that indicates the Russian government is looking to install a pro-Russian leader in Kiev as it considers whether to invade and occupy Ukraine. The former Ukrainian MP, Yevhen Murayev, is being considered as a potential candidate. We have information that the Russian intelligence services maintained links with numerous former Ukrainian politicians, including Serhiy Arbuzov, First Deputy Prime Minister of Ukraine from 2012 to 14, and acting Prime Minister in 2014. Pardon me. And Andriy Kliyev, First Deputy Prime Minister from 2010 and 2012, and Chief of Staff to former Ukrainian President Yanukovych. Vladimir Sivkovich, former deputy head of the Ukrainian National Security and Defense Council, and Mykola Azarov, Prime Minister of Ukraine from 2010 to 2014. Some of these have contact with Russian intelligence officers currently involved in the planning for an attack on Ukraine. So remember Paul Manafort. Remember Paul Manafort? Paul Manafort was the campaign manager for Donald Trump. He was the campaign manager for Donald Trump. He helped Donald Trump win the presidency. He basically helped Donald Trump win the presidency of the United States. He got convicted and sentenced to prison because he took detailed voter information from the Republican National Party that has like really, really detailed, like it's like a map, a really detailed map of all the voters of the United States. And he gave this information on a hard drive to a Russian spy who gave it to Vladimir Putin, who then gave it to his cyber team to then launch attacks on the United States with surgical precision. That's why Donald Trump managed to win the presidency by losing the popular vote, by losing by millions and millions of votes, and still coming ahead by a mere 3 counties. That's why. So that guy was sentenced to prison for that. But then Donald Trump pardoned him. How weird is that, huh? Anyways, do you know what his job was before he helped Donald Trump steal the 2016 election? Do you know what job he flew in from right before he did Donald Trump? He flew in to do that from Ukraine, where he installed a pro-Russian puppet by attacking the female pro-democratic politician. That's why they don't want you to know history, because they do the same thing over and over and over again. So now that Donald Trump is not in power, he cannot stop the United States from helping Ukraine. He can't stop the United States from helping Ukraine. Before, Donald Trump was in power, and he could just ignore Ukraine, because that's what Russia wanted him. That's what Putin wanted him to do, because Putin wants to eat Ukraine. So when Donald Trump was in power, Donald Trump did whatever Putin wanted, because he was blackmailed. So the easiest way for Putin to take over Ukraine is to install a puppet. That's how he took over Belarus. Navalny used to be is the president of Belarus. He's the guy who won the election, but Putin poisoned him, tried to kill him when he won the election. Putin tried to kill him, and then Putin put him in prison and installed a puppet into Belarus. So it's easier for Putin to take over a country with a coup than it is with the military. With the military, it's expensive and it's messy, and everyone sees what you're doing. So that's what Putin was going to do at first. Right? He did it at first. That's what Paul Manafort's job was. Paul Manafort put in a puppet in Ukraine, but the people of Ukraine revolted and threw out the puppet. They threw out the puppet of Putin's puppet, and he went back to Russia. And then Ukraine has been working to cleanse itself of all the corruption from Putin's regime, so it could join NATO and join the EU. Right? It has aspirations. Its people has aspirations for freedom. That's great, dude. I dig it. But for Putin, he wants to eat Ukraine and drag it back into Moscow to make it feed Moscow instead. Don't feed Ukraine. He wants it to feed Moscow. So it was all hunky dory when Donald Trump was in power for Putin. But then Donald Trump lost power, and he tried real hard. Donald Trump tried real hard to hold on to power for Putin. He even tried to overthrow with violence. He tried to overthrow the country with violence, Donald Trump, with a coup, because he had to do it for Putin. He had to do it for Putin. Now, but he failed. He didn't overthrow the United States. So now the United States is there to help Ukraine. Now the United States is there to help Ukraine. Joe Biden is going to be an ally to our allies like he's supposed to be, because he's not under control of Putin. So he's going to be an ally like he's supposed to be. And now it's all messed up. Now it's all messed up for Putin. Now Putin's pissed off. He wanted this to overthrow with a coup, the easy way. But now that Biden's there, he can't do it because the Ukrainian president has support from the United States. So now he can't do it. Democracy in the Ukraine has support now. Damn it, Putin. So Putin now is like, shit. Now he's got no other option. He's like, if I don't invade, then my internal support because Putin's on the ropes. Putin's old, dude. He's been in power for 20 years, and the conditions in Russia have only deteriorated. He's been a crappy leader. He is a crap leader. The people of Russia know that he's a crap leader. He's terrible. He promised big things, but he never delivered. He delivered for his oligarch friends, for his rich friends, but he didn't deliver for the Russian people. Nope. So his only hope is to manufacture an enemy the same way that he does with everyone else, right? That he makes Donald Trump do, how Donald Trump manufactures enemies. He has to manufacture an enemy to keep the Russian people distracted from his own internal failings. But he's at the end of his rope, dude. He's at the end. He doesn't want to invade Ukraine. That's going to be real messy, real dangerous, real risky. And the longer he waits, the riskier it gets. Because the more support for Ukraine grows. The longer he waits, the riskier it gets. But if he goes, he commits to something he can't control anymore. He doesn't want to do it. It's the worst way. And an invasion is the worst way to do it. It's the worst way. He'd rather do it by a coup. But because Donald Trump lost power, he can't do it anymore. He has to do it by military, or he might lose power in Russia. So, Donald Trump was supposed to be in power, riling up the Confederates to support Russia and to cement the overthrow of the United States. But he wasn't in power, so he couldn't do it. But his mouthpiece, Tucker Carlson, is going off for Russia, trying to rally the troops, the Confederate troops. But I don't know what's like. Next month we're gonna have like primetime hearings, and I think that's the time you need to start talking to your the people that you didn't talk to before, to make sure that they see it and they get exposed to it. That they don't only watch Fox News, because if they just watch Fox won't show them. They won't see it if they watch Fox. Yeah, the plan was to rile up the Republicans to support Putin. in the overthrow of democracy. It was started in 2018. It started in 2018. That's what this guy is. That's what this guy is. That guy is the very beginning of the fascist offensive to overthrow the United States. This is the very beginning. This guy right here was part of the very, very, very beginning of to overthrow the United States. He wanted to team up with Putin. The Republicans want to team up with Putin to overthrow the United States, overthrow democracy. That's why they're attacking Ukraine, because Ukraine is moving toward democracy, and Putin can't have it. That's why Tucker Carlson is supporting Putin in his overthrow of democracy in Ukraine, because Republicans are anti-democracy. They demonstrate it with their words, and they demonstrate it with their actions. If I make a gold farm up here, I can make train lines. I can't even make a trail. I think I want to make a trail. I can make a trail. That'd be neat. On the ridge. Over here, this one, I don't know. How am I going to do this? Like, it should have been a ridge all the way across, but I cut a desert in the middle. Oh, wait, that's right. I want the gold farm over here. There's a whole reason why I did it. Here, look it. Here's the other funny part. So here's the desert, or here's like, you can see like where I flew across there over to this village, so the village would be here. And then I flew out this way. Along the ice right here, you can see where I flew. You can totally see it. And then where did it go? What happened? Yeah, right here. Look at right here. So they don't make geodes on the surface anymore. After this, 1.18, this will never happen anymore. So this is an old school one that I wanted to generate before it died, before like the new update came in. But I forgot to generate the whole chunk. I didn't generate everything around it. So look what happened. Half of it didn't generate. Half the geo didn't even generate. Like, that's a chunk border there. Hey, buddy, what's up? Under the sea. Can I shoot arrows into there? Oh, yeah, I can. Nice. Okay. That's one thing. What was the other thing? I have a map. That's right. A map under the sea. We have a map. So Russia already invaded eastern Ukraine, and it wants to invade the rest of Ukraine. It already puppeted Belarus. There's like, they wanted to puppet Ukraine. Russia wanted to puppet Ukraine, but they couldn't do it because the people overthrew the puppet. And then Paul Manafort went to the United States and overthrew the election in the United States. But first, he overthrew the election in Ukraine. Under the sea. Under the sea. Darling, it's better. Downwards wetter. Take it from me. Dirty savannah. But it's clean. But it doesn't rhyme, or it doesn't like make sense if I say clean savannah. It doesn't make sense. If I say dirty savannah, then you go like, oh, I get it, you know, the reference. But like clean savannah, come on. Yeah, I generated the savannah before it went away, and I'm glad I did, because it would have went away. Look at it's tiny. This is the only little savannah patch left. Maybe up on the hill a bit, and that's it. Then it all got eaten up by mountains and stuff. But yeah, look at the flat terrain compared to the new terrain. Like, like it's just night and day compared to like, all right, this is the old world terrain and that's the new terrain. Old terrain, new terrain. Old terrain, new terrain. Old terrain, new terrain. Okay there, yeah, we're not gonna go there. Let's not. Let's not. Hey, it blends in. That's nice. Okay, what else do I got? Oh man, I didn't really actually do anything. I didn't have a whole lot of spare capacity this week. But okay. How long have I been going? About an hour-ish? Yeah, let me go for 3 more. Okay, so I got to end this on a positive note. Positive note. What is something positive? Well, I note that like a bunch of indictments are coming down and like subpoenas are coming out. I don't know. I think I think if we just hang tight, I don't know. I think something's in the works. In terms of like the Justice Department going after Donald Trump. I hope, I don't know, I hope there's not going to be a war in Ukraine, because that's going to, like an open hot war in Ukraine. Like there is already a war in Ukraine. There already is, because the separatists are being funded by Russia. The separatists are being told what to do by Russia. Like it's like the same thing here. They're trying to do the same thing here. So when I was at the Salem Saturday Market, like there was a Russian flower shop there, and the owner of the woman who worked at the Russian flower shop, she was pro Putin. She was pro Russia when I talked to her, and pro Trump. When I was in Portland a few years ago and I got a cab ride, the cab driver was Russian, and he was pro Russia and anti Ukraine. When I was at the Salem Saturday Market, this Republican guy came out. He was pro-Russia, pro-Putin, and he had a sign that said he was pro-Russia. While I protested, holding a Trump is a traitor sign and telling everyone about the Mueller investigation and how Trump was a traitor, and no one believed me. When I was out there and yelling and saying this, I saw a Russian guy with his Russian wife and his Russian kid walk by me a few times a week Not a week, but a few times. Like I would do it every week, and I would see him a few times. I saw him enough to recognize him. He wouldn't look at me, but his little kid would glare at me. His little kid hated me. And they were Russian, totally Russian, absolutely Russian. You can see it. Yeah, there's a lot of Russians in ethnic Russians in this area. I mean, I don't have anything against Russians. It's not that Russians are my enemy. Putin's my enemy. But Russians can be, that's the problem. Putin can speak to Russians in their native language. So he can trick them and feed them bad information, and it's hard to counter it. That's why a Russian woman who has an American life in America with an American shop selling to Americans in America is pro-Putin, because she's being fed lies in Russian by Putin. And that's why an American living in America with an American benefits in America his whole life can bring a sign in public saying he's pro-Russia and say that he's pro-Putin. Because he too is being fed lies. Like on the AM radio by the Fox News. And they're doing the same thing in Spanish to the Latino population. They're feeding Latinos the idea that they too can be white. Which is crazy to me. That's crazy to me. To think that they would feed that idea to Latinos, but really that's kind of baked in, right? I mean, Spain is inherently white nationalist, white. Not Spain is inherently, but the Spanish colonialization, that is inherently white supremacy. Like they might not call it white supremacy, but that's what it is. It's a form of white supremacy. So Donald Trump gets support from the Latino population through the Latino airwaves, the same way that Putin gets support from the Russian population in America through the Russian airwaves. And it's the same thing they did in Eastern Ukraine. Because remember, Eastern Ukraine has a lot of Russian speakers. Why? Because historically, Russia took all the food out of Eastern Ukraine and starved all the native Ukrainians until they died. Then the Russians moved in and took their places. Then it was illegal to teach the kids Ukrainian. It was illegal to teach kids native Ukrainian. You had to teach them Russian. You couldn't teach them Ukrainian. That's bad. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's killing. That's ethnic cleansing. That's genocide. Well, that's not genocide, but that's for sure ethnic cleansing. That's ethnic cleansing. That's immoral. That's immoral. So it's immorality perpetuated by immorality. It's just like it's compounded. It feeds upon itself. Yeah, it's a tough wound to heal. But I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be healed by invasion. That's not going to do it. Russia, Putin, you better reconsider invasion. It's going to be real bad for you. Once you invade, it's going to be out of your control. And you're going to be SOL. You're going to be shit out of luck. Because it's going to be way worse than you anticipated. It's going to be way worse than you anticipated. The West will squabble for a bit, but once there's a cause to unite them, Yeah, Putin, I think you better find another way to retire. You need to get out of the game. You need to fake your death and get out of the game. And retire. I mean, you might have too much blood on your hands, but if you fake your death and have plastic surgery, you might be able to have a life in peace. And go live in the mountains, you might be able to have a life in peace. But yeah, it's better than war, dude. If you go to war, it's going to be, imagine the karma. Imagine the karma that you're going to bring upon yourself to plunge Russia into a horrible war just to save your butt, which is going to get eaten anyways. There's no nice way for a mob boss to retire, to go out. There's no nice way of doing it, Putin. And you can't, the more you try to delay it, the worse it's going to be. I mean, look, they still hunt Nazis. They still hunt Nazis. Even into their 80s and 90s years old, they hunt Nazis. They're going to hunt you forever, dude. Better just to get out now and hide. They might give up then, right? If you get out now, they might give up. They might say, well, he's not worth it. But if you invade Ukraine and start this problem, start this war, and it gets out of your control, because it will get out of your control, you are going to be held responsible, and they will hunt you down forever for the rest of your life. If it's not the Russian people that get you, it's going to be everyone else. You can't hold on to power forever, Putin. You can't do it. Starting a war is not going to help you. It's like the worst way to do it. There's no other way to make you infamous and beyond hiding than to start a war. You will never be able to hide once you start a war. That's what I'm telling you, Putin. That's what I'm telling you. Give peace a chance. You can find another way to back out of this. Give peace a chance. You'll be surprised once you throw yourself upon the mercy of God. Give it a chance. Pogokino out. Peace.